Don't think you're going to make a lot of money in just a few months unless you have. It is true that the people who branch out to all these other sites and you're across multiple platforms, you do have more reach, but you guys know organic is terrible now. Organic is terrible everywhere. We just get into today's episode. This is from Beat Laboratory. Businesses not only fail because people give up, but also because not every idea is a good idea. The 90% failure rate isn't just people don't stick it out long enough. Hey, welcome to the Online Business Simplified podcast. I'm your host, Mario, and I am an author of 4 books, course creator. What else? I don't know. I agree with that. Every idea is not a good idea, but there's a way you can test ideas. What you could do is you could jump into groups and start asking questions about, hey, I'm working on this project right there. Is this something that you would be interested in? If you are, what would you like to see in this program or product? And that's going to be a way that you figure out if there's a market for it. Another thing you could do is go to Google. I remember I was making a tutorial about how to find your passion and your niche and turn that into a digital online business. It's something I do inside my courses. And it was tennis. I just used a random example, right? When I Googled it, it's like 23.8 million people that were interested in the thing. So I was like, wow, I didn't know that many people were interested in tennis. So you could just do that, a simple Google search to see if what you're doing has a market for it. And then I happen to believe that anything you do, I think, has a market. You just have to put your message in front of the right people. So, yeah. The 90% failure rate isn't just people don't stick it out long enough. I'm going to talk about people sticking it out long enough. But because every idea is not a good idea. I can't tell you how many people's stores, now with this whole MRR crap, I feel some kind of way about the resale rights courses because I think people are so much more talented than they give themselves credit for. But anyway, this whole thing about people sticking it out, if you go on Threads and you can type in anything, any hashtag, you'll find a bunch of people that are saying, it's only been 2 weeks, I haven't made any sales. It's only been 1 week. It's only been 2 months. All the people that have built something significant in this space have given a lot of time, more than months, right? Usually a couple years, maybe, minimum, I would say about maybe three to 4 years consistently, right? Putting in work, putting out content, becoming authority, learning these things. And then when they blow up, what's the thing that everybody says? They're overnight sensation. I see them making all this money. Why am I not making the same thing as them? I see them started. I see this person started. A lot of people lying too. Y'all got to understand. Like if you go to a Threads profile and they say, oh, I made 4 figures in my first month. And then you go scroll down and you see I'm having trouble making sales with the sad face. I've only got 1 sale. Well, then they were lying. You got to pay attention to that and don't fall into the comparison thing. And that makes people give up because everybody markets this whole digital marketing thing like, oh, you can get started quickly. You can get started for free. You can, but then you're going to make money fast. You can do it in like 30 days, but a lot of it would be luck because when you're first starting out, you don't have a strategy. You don't know what you're doing. You're just learning. This is why I dislike MRR because when you're just learning and you buy a course that you resell, there's no way you can just plop up a store. By the way, a lot of y'all stores are ugly. About 5 to 10% of the stores I see, they look really good, really well put together. But even in those stores, everything looks the same. You have to do something to differentiate yourself. And when people figure out that, oh, I can't make sales in 2 days or a week or 2 weeks or 2 months, then they want to quit. If you can't stick with something for a long period of time, digital marketing is not for you. I truly hope this video is bringing you value. Thanks for watching. If you've been doing what the so-called gurus have been telling you to do and you haven't been seeing results, where it's time for something new. It's time for a different strategy. I'm not a guru. I'm just a person who has been in digital marketing for a while, and I just like helping people, teaching them what I have found that works. People want to learn how to make sales, and one of the major questions that I hear people ask is, why is my growth so slow? It's because you don't have the right strategy and the right plan in place. Maybe you just don't have the right person showing you how to do this stuff the right way from the start. And that's why I wrote this book, because I want to help people like you win. I've studied digital marketing for a while now, and I found that content is king. You're not going to make any money just by telling people to buy my stuff, and that's why inside the book I cover essential tools that you'll need to deliver quality content that people are going to gravitate towards. I also teach some proven ad testing strategies whenever you do decide to run ads that's going to help maximize your ROI. Now, I know everyone struggles with these things, but it does not have to be you. There's a better way. I include sales tips and marketing strategies for digital marketers and content creators inside this monthly magazine. That's exclusively for my email community. So the link to get access to both of these is going to be in the description. You get access to me as your online business coach, and I'm excited to help you get to the next level. And now back to the video you were watching. There's a lot of room for people to eat, but it is a lot of competition. And I happen to think competition is very healthy, because for people that just want to plop up a store and they don't want to do anything else, it's going to be hard for you to get leads and sales. You're going to have that. Google came out with something called the 7-11-4 rule. And I'm just rambling here, but this is what this podcast is for, right? Random rants. The 7-11-4 rule says that people need, before they buy, they need to consume 7 hours of your content. They need to have 11 touch points with you, whether that's email or a landing page or a video or something like that. And then across 4 platforms. Now, everybody will say you need to be everywhere at one time. And that is partly true. But if you're just starting out, you don't need to be everywhere. Pick one place, pick one platform. Get great on that platform, and then you can branch out. And a lot of people start worrying about all these outside things and all that outside noise that you hear online, because it is true that the people who branch out to all these other sites and you're across multiple platforms, you do have more reach. But you guys know organic is terrible now. Organic is terrible everywhere. To get on an even playing field, you pretty much have to put your money where your mouth is. You have to put some cash behind advertising. You don't have to, but I'm just saying it's getting harder and harder to sell. The sales process is taking longer and longer. This is what Google found out. So if you don't want to quit, just go in with the mentality that I'm going to do this for 2 years and not stop. If you get the long-term mindset, I think you'll be less disappointed when you start looking and you don't have a lot of sales or you don't have a lot of growth. Because if you consistently do these things, mundane, boring tasks over and over, it'll grow. It just won't grow the way you think it should grow. You can speed that up by putting some money behind ads, but there's also other people that have a bigger budget than you. So just stick with it and don't quit. But it's going to take some time. Don't think you're going to make a lot of money in just a few months unless you have something that differentiates you, right? A course or product, a passion or hobby you have that you turn into an online business. That's what you're supposed to be doing. You take all these courses that you buy and you use the concepts in those courses to create something, to create your own lane. If you just think about it, if you're buying a course, you don't even change the name of it. UDB, SWA, DBA, I forgot all these acronyms, the Catalyst, Threads to Millions. If you're regurgitating all this stuff, there's nothing new that you're putting out. If I were you, I would do something like, this is how I made sales using this program. This is my personal thing. This is what I find out. This is the strategies that I use, right? That makes it unique to you then. And even though you're selling the same thing, at least now there's a different perspective. Okay, what did this person do to make it work? All right. So I encourage you to try that.